Happy New Year. It's the Being a Big podcast.
So cold in here.
Presents Geekonomics podcast. What is it called now?
This is our best.
Being a Big Podcast Network presents.
I was about to say
Geekonomics
Being a Big
podcast.
podcast.
Yeah,
Jesus
there is no
Christ.
network. We don't have a network anymore.
I still say it at the end of every show. If you see it, it's there on the bottom of the
you
thing.
could say that because we have
Yeah.
the D&D show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
We
what
have
it
two
is.
shows.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was going to say the wrong show name, so I changed it. I fixed
I was
it.
going to say, so is it the BMN Big Podcast presents Geekonomics
It's the Being a Big
presents...
Podcast Network presents the Geekonomics podcast and Dungeonetics podcast.
There you go.
But
Yes.
And this is the New Year's special?
This is our TV of 2024 holiday special.
Yes.
Yes,
We
hence
just-
why I'm wearing my holiday shirt.
Die Hard.
Die Hard. It is a Christmas movie.
But we're
So
doing
it happens during Christmas.
We're doing TV shows, and
We are. Because I don't have a T-shirt. For
we
like a-
watched.
I do, but I just didn't think to grab one.
We reviewed more television shows this year.
Yes.
We also.
It's tough for me to always remember what we've graded and what we haven't graded. Or shows that I've watched, because I watch a lot of shows.
Yes, you do.
When they air.
Yes.
As opposed to you who takes a while to watch shows.
Yes.
Until just recently when you finally started watching shows that are actually happening now as opposed to 30 years ago.
Yes.
This is why I'm starting to take notes.
So, yeah. So, I have my list of shows that think I've watched that you haven't watched yet.
Yes.
So, we'll see how
I
that
did
works
say
out.
to you, I said, I can text you all the shows we had on the list.
that was the plan, and then life happened.
You
and
told
I
me
s-
not to. You said, don't do it. But I listed
Well, I
them
just didn't
off
have
to you.
time. I didn't have time.
All right. We will go over right now.
Well, first off, we should do the ones that
Oh, you want
we've
to do
watched
those
that
first?
the other one hasn't watched.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's go over our top 5
Okay.
that's outside our list.
Okay.
Then we're going to go over our 2024 TV show list, the best and the worst,
Okay.
and see if our opinions have changed at all or if
Yeah.
we have any second opinions about anything.
Sounds good.
So, Mark, we'll just go back and forth.
Oh, and this is only shows that have been completed.
Yes.
So if a show has started at the end of 2024
Yes.
and hasn't finished, it doesn't count.
Right. Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, because we had that discussion. I want to make sure we had...
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can't be like, oh.
You can't say like Skeleton Crew because that just started.
Right, because we don't know. It
Yeah.
could.
It could get worse.
It could eat poop.
It
at
could
the
go
end.
bad.
It could go bad.
Creature
All right.
Commandos could go bad.
It could go. Anything could go bad. We live in a world
Yeah.
where everything can go bad.
Yeah.
Mark, I'll let you go. Give me what was one of your favorite shows of 2024?
One of my favorite shows of the year was a show that was actually like a spin-off of a show that I'd watched. It's like a mini-series, not so much a show. It was a spin-off of Band of Brothers. It's called Masters of the Air. It was on the Apple TV Plus. It had Elvis in it, the guy who played Elvis, Austin Butler.
Was that this year?
It was this year. Yes. Yeah, it was earlier this year.
Jeez.
Like March.
I was about to say, that was this
But
year?
it was
Still?
this year. It was
Jeez.
Well, if
March.
you watch it this
Yeah.
year, it counts. So.
Yeah. So that show, the special effects were amazing. The story was really well done. It was probably the second of the 3 that they've done of that era show.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say Band of Brothers, of course, is first. It's the first one. It was the best one. Then this was
So-
cited under that, and then the Pacific was another one that I didn't like.
South Pacific?
Just the Pacific was the name
I
of
thought
it.
there was... Oh, yeah, no, yeah. It
South
was,
Pacific.
South Pacific was a
South-
musical.
Yeah, but I just looked it up. Masters of the Air,
Yes.
January 26th to March 15th.
Yeah, so it was really early.
That was
on.
really early.
Yeah,
that was really...
Yeah, it was like the first.
I know,
thing
I
that
can't
came
believe
out.
it.
Yeah, it was one of the first things that I saw this year.
Oh my god.
But it stuck with me. Like I almost want to rewatch it. It was so good. But it was really well done. And they used like actual planes for a lot of the ground shots and stuff, and they did a really good job with it. It was really well put together.
Nice. Well, I get my Apple TV. I'm gonna fire that up in a couple. At the end of the month.
Severance is coming. So
Severance, baby. I gotta watch
you got a lot
Golden.
to catch up on.
I gotta watch
Silo.
Shrinking. I gotta watch
Silo and Shrinking are
Sugar.
my shows that have not finished yet. Highlights of the year so far.
For me, one of my favorite anthology series is Fargo, and season 5 it came back, and it went back to Fargo. Last season they went off the reservation and they did Chris Rock with the Mafia. It was in New York. It was Fargo, but not Fargo. Season 5 was amazing, very much in the same vein of Kill Bill. John Hamm. Sorry, John Hamm was absolutely amazing. Probably one of his best performances since being on Mad Men or whatever.
Mad Men.
The funny part is, do you remember Kimmy Schmidt?
I do.
John Hamm played a character who
Yes.
he has like 8 wives and he keeps them in a bunker.
Yes.
Well, he plays like a real life
Kimmy
version.
Schmidt was one of those people. Yeah.
He plays like this real life kind of crazy person like that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. The woman from Ted Lasso, I can't think of her name. She was absolutely amazing. She's the main protagonist, and absolutely loved it. And it was weird because I was going into this year knowing Fargo was coming out and True Detective was coming out, and I was excited for both.
Yeah.
And Fargo won out for me. True Detective was good until the ending.
Yes. Yeah.
Fargo
That's what I hear. Yeah.
nailed the ending.
Yeah.
Fargo
Brian.
always nails the ending.
Yeah.
Brian, which woman you talking about? The Keeley or the owner of the team?
Brian has never seen Ted Lasso. I wouldn't know
Yes,
who
I
those
have
people
one.
are.
So it's the girlfriend.
Oh,
Keeley.
that's
Keeley.
Juno Temple.
Yeah, Juno Temple.
yes.
Thank you. She's absolutely fantastic.
She is great. She's a great actress.
Yeah. But Fargo season 5 is one of my top shows of the year.
All right. Coming back to me, a show that is probably the only sitcom, like network sitcom I still watch. Abbott Elementary. I don't know why this show is hilarious to me, but I find it extremely hilarious, and I would love watching it. It's just really well done. The Quinta Brunson does a great job. I'm really looking forward to this coming up season that they just started because the last season ended last year.
Oh, you're not in the new season?
I am on the new season, but they're coming up on the crossover with It's Always Sunny.
Yes.
I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Abbott Elementary for me is my next one.
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah, it is
I watch it. I watch it too. And it's funny. I would watch it before work in the bedroom, and Allison would be like, she'd get caught into it, and then I was like, I watched one episode without her,
Yeah.
and she basically said, "No, you
That's how
can't
this
watch it
works.
without me.
That's how this works.
I have to watch it with you now. You got me sucked in."
Yes.
And what's his name? Everybody hates Chris. He's fantastic.
Yes. He does a great job.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah. The actor. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. Yes.
All right. For me, going in the same line as half-hour sitcom, but this was a Peacock original by McFarlane. Ted.
Yeah. I figured you'd mention it, so I didn't mention it in mine.
Oh,
Yes.
Ted's fantastic.
And they just started filming up season 2. So
I really hope they did because
they do. They're actually filming in like the high school. Little known thing for you folks out there. The high school in Ted is the same facade that they used in the same area of Hill Valley from Back to the Future on Universal lot.
Oh, is it the
It's
Universal?
the same exact building.
Oh, nice, nice. The Halloween episode was fantastic. The Christmas episode was fantastic. Like,
Yes.
this show is hilarious.
It's stupid funny.
I laughed out loud.
Yeah.
Especially, there's this whole episode where the kid, he's gonna go rent pornos from the video store, and there's a whole back and forth with people in the video store, and then one of the tapes gets eaten.
Yeah.
It is
He's stuck in the machine.
Yeah.
And his mom finds
my
it.
God.
Oh, so
Like,
good.
This show.
And the guy from Orville playing his dad is amazing.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people from Orville and from Family Guy who do voices are all in the cast.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's definitely like a show I've gone back and I rewatched the Halloween episode.
Yes.
I can just go back and rewatch certain episodes.
Yeah.
It's that funny. So yeah. I didn't know you watched it too, but fantastic
Yeah, no,
show.
it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a quick burn show too. You can burn through it really quickly.
Yeah.
Next up for me, Only Murders in the Building.
This has been on my list forever.
Most recent season, which I've talked about earlier in the year when it aired. I thought this was supposed to be the last. This was originally supposed to be the final season of the show, and when the last episode ended, they ended on a cliffhanger, and I was like, "What the what?"
Oh, they
and then
did?
come to find out, they announced it the next day that they were coming back for another season.
Oh, jeez.
So I was like, "Oh boy."
Why would
So
they do such
I
a
know
thing?
it was perfectly done by the way the show airs, and the way the show is just really good. I'm surprised you and Allison haven't dug into it yet because you guys would love it.
It's on my list.
Allison would really love it, I think, because it's very much murder, crime story kind of thing. So
I
it
heard it's
plays in
very
all
funny.
that.
I heard
Yeah,
Steve
it's
Martin's
very well
amazing,
done.
and
Steve
Martin
Martin
Short.
playing off each other is great, and Selena Gomez as like the straight of the two of them. Really well. Their dynamic is perfect.
And all the guest stars, right? Paul
Guest stars
Rudd
over the
and,
place. Tina Fey, Richard Kind this year. Nishmami was this year as well. He was great.
But then you have past shows had
So
like
many-
Nathan Lane and
Nathan
like a bunch of those
Lane.
guys and
So many.
Hard hitters.
a lot of
it's-
theater stuff.
Meryl Streep plays
Yes.
Martin Short's girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's like, what is going on? It's so great. And Melissa Carthy this year plays Martin Short's sister. Hilarious.
Yeah.
So good. It's a great show. So
to check it
yeah,
out.
definitely a show that I suggest to many people over and over and over again.
A show that I was late to the game on. Allison and me started in the beginning of the year. We watched all of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And
Good show.
I
Great
absolutely
show.
loved it.
Yeah.
The cast was fantastic.
The guy who plays Lenny Bruce is amazing.
Yes, he was phenomenal.
I'd watch the Lenny Bruce show.
Yes.
Him doing it would be amazing.
We went down a Lenny Bruce rabbit hole afterwards. We bought a lot of his records. We went to record stores. We watched all these documentaries. We actually watched the performances they recreated on the show.
Yeah.
And they were perfect.
Yeah.
And him playing Lenny Bruce
Yeah.
was like chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Not only was this show very smart, very witty, very clever, it was just the cast was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And when you watch streaming shows nowadays, some of them, it's a lot of people just standing there talking, and the backgrounds are very boring,
Yeah.
and the camera never moves.
Yeah.
But Marvelous Maisel, the sets were amazing.
And the crazy thing is like one of the Amazon's first shows it ever did.
Yeah, they put a lot of money behind
Yeah.
it. What's her name from Glee was fantastic as the
Yes.
her female
Yep.
comic. Can't think. Jane Lynch.
Yes.
was phenomenal.
Yeah, she was great.
And it's all
And the girl from Mad TV was hilarious as her like agent.
yeah. And they all
Yeah.
based these characters off of real comics.
Tony Shalhoub.
Tony Shalhoub was amazing. He's amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah, and I honestly put this show as a whole in like my top 10
Yeah.
shows of all time.
Yeah.
Personally, that's how much I love
Yeah.
it.
And the
So-
guy who plays the late night host that she writes for.
Oh, he's in Veep. That's how I
Veep,
know him.
That's where he's from. I couldn't remember. I always forget like where to place him from.
He was in
But he's
Veep.
in other stuff besides that too. But
Yeah.
he's great. He was
I
great in that
always
too.
think of him in Veep, and then
Yes.
when I saw him in this, he's playing a very Johnny
Yeah.
Carson-like
Yes.
person.
Yeah, very much so.
But anyway,
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Great show.
Yeah.
Really way back. Pull from the deep of old stuff that's out there. A show that we talked about just recently on one of our shows that Brian just got back into, finally, because of the Secret Level show
Yes.
that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Legend of Vox Machina,
Yes.
Season 3, amazing. It is probably one of the few things that keeps me playing Dungeons and Dragons with you guys.
Not
Because
us.
it's so well done. No, not you guys at all.
Not John's beautiful face.
Not John's beautiful face,
Not
nor
Bobby's
his, nor
beautiful
his
singing?
long-term storytelling. None of that helps at all.
Not Alex's beautiful mind.
No, not at
Not
all.
Rocky's
not Rocky's
beautiful body?
incessant talking.
Not Hudsel's beautiful finger poking. I was gonna say nose picking, but I didn't
Yeah,
want to.
he hasn't been in this. It's a couple of sessions I played at
Just
lately,
one,
so I
but,
don't.
you know.
Yeah, so I haven't really experienced Hutzel on the phone for 5 hours while we played Dungeons and Dragons. I'm excited for that to happen this coming week, though.
Yes.
But yeah, so Legends of Vox Machina, 3 seasons, all 3 are amazing. I'm excited for season 4 and 5,
And they're
which they
finishing
announced.
it right
And then
after
they're-
5,
yeah, then they're done after 5.
and they're getting a spinoff.
Yeah, they're already the spinoff's already starting. It's going to be coming out relatively soon, I believe.
Woo,
Next year, I
man.
think.
And I'm back in. Started
Yeah.
with season 1.
Go to the producer for that one, Josh. Is Mighty Nine dropping next year?
I'm checking.
I
Okay.
think he pulled a cramp. I think he's like a cramp.
Get a cramp.
He's
get a
doing
cramp.
hot yoga in there.
Yeah, hot yoga in there.
He's doing downward dog.
He's getting hot to go in there. Chaperoning going on in there, whatever it is.
Chaperones.
Chaperone.
I saw this
Toblerone.
this amazing documentary
I call her that, and Claire gets really mad.
series
Toblerone.
on Max.
Is that Toblerone you're listening to?
Toblerone.
It's not Toblerone.
Telemarketers, highly recommend watching it. It's like 3 or 4 episodes. It's a docuseries. I did talk about it
Yes,
this
you
past
did.
year.
Yes.
But it's phenomenal. I think everybody should watch it. And also at the end, it really does not make Dick Blumenthal look all that great.
I don't think anything makes Dick
I was about to
Blumenthal
say,
look great.
would anything make Dick Blumenthal?
Have you
great?
seen
Well,
him in person?
He always wants to be in front of the camera, and he's championing for the people. But, like,
He really isn't, though.
he kind of isn't. When they bring, at the end, they present him with a lot of evidence and stuff. And he doesn't do much. And it's kind of sad to
Just
see.
say he's named correctly. That's all I got to say.
But the show,
His parents knew who he was going to be when they named him. That's all I got to say.
this docuseries, well worth watching. It was nominated for I think like an Emmy.
Yes.
It's fantastic because you get to see the inner workings behind the curtain of when you get those calls and they want you to donate money.
Yeah.
You see what's going, because this guy brought a camera to work and
Yeah.
filmed everything was going on just because he wanted to.
Yeah.
And that's the footage you see, and it's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, telemarketers, check it out.
Yeah. So,
So, Mark,
yes.
there is unofficially, it's supposed to start this year, but there's no exact date.
2025, you're
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yes,
this
we're not in
coming
that year
yeah.
yet,
Yeah. Sorry,
Um,
it's still
Still December. I don't know what you're talking about.
no, that's what I mean. Is it's just like you think
Yes.
the year's already over with? So
Yes. Yeah.
this coming year.
I'm going to throw an honorable mention out before I get to my last one. Also on Amazon Prime, a show Upload. Very funny. Very well done.
Never heard of it.
You definitely check it out. It's all about it's in the future. The girl from Two Broke Girls is in it, and Stephen Amell's brother is in it. He's the main character, and he invents this thing where you can be uploaded before you die.
I think
Oh.
that's his
So
cousin, not his brother.
Oh, whichever.
Yeah.
He's in Amell. I know that.
Yeah,
He played his brother on Arrow. Maybe that's what I was thinking.
played so whatever.
Yeah. He played Red Arrow. Anyways, when you die, your consciousness can be uploaded to this server,
Oh, I have heard of it.
and then like you live out your life in this server, like in a digital space. But he's like, there's like a whole bunch of stuff behind it that happens, and he's uploaded, but he's not supposed to be because he was murdered and uploaded.
Oh. So he's trying to
And
find
this
a
whole
killer?
thing, there's a whole it kind of,
Okay, don't
but it's a
ruin.
comedy more than
Oh.
a thing. It's
Now,
more
is
of
it
a
a mini
sitcom.
series or
There
is
was
It's a sitcom. I think there's been like
Yeah.
4 seasons, 3 or 4 seasons.
Oh, it's a sitcom?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of
It's
akin
not a laugh
to
track.
no,
No.
but it's
Okay.
it's like a Good Place type of thing.
Yes, very much the Good
Yeah.
Place kind of situation.
Gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha,
yeah.
gotcha.
But like I did see I haven't watched it, but I have seen like clips of it online and
It's
stuff.
very good.
And there was like one time where because he wasn't part of the initial plan,
Yeah,
he only had a certain amount of minutes
Yeah.
or
yeah. You can time out if you
Yeah.
don't like if your family doesn't keep paying for your time in the thing, you could be like timed out and sent to like the dungeon of this world.
Like it's a
So, like,
scripted-
It's very well
because you
done.
can
yeah,
still
yeah.
contact
It's very
people.
much.
that's the
Yeah.
weird thing is like you can still be in
You can
contact
still
with people.
contact people. People can like
Yeah.
temporarily upload themselves and like VR their way in and stuff like that.
Oh.
It's
So
almost like what was that?
it was like it's kind of
What was that? The one with Bruce Willis where you had the avatars. You know, people are in
kind
there.
of, but it's more.
But yeah.
It's more along the lines of that bad Matt Damon movie where he shrunk himself.
Oh, I remember that movie.
Yeah,
And then
really like-
kind
Yeah, it was
of
a
like
terrible
a
movie.
Ready Player One type
but
of thing.
kind of, sort of. Yeah, it's just very well done. It's very funny and it's very well done. But anyways, my last show.
Yeah.
I know you're going to be watching it coming up probably in the next week or so during the holidays that we're involved in right now.
I hope so. What do you speak
Batman, Caped Crusader.
of? Yes.
Oh, Nelly. Was this a good show? Think of old Batman animated series, but made for us at this age, as opposed to when we were kids.
Yeah, the animated series.
It's the exact same artists, exact same writers, everything.
Yeah.
It's just it's been updated for a generation that's grown out of that old show,
Right.
and now
right.
they're in this time frame.
Nice.
But it's really well put together, really well done. Probably one of the best things I saw this year, I would say.
it's on my list.
Yeah.
Like I said, I rediscovered Amazon Prime.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you have to dig sometimes. Amazon Prime, you have to dig to find the good stuff. But it's there, and there's a lot of good stuff spread out all over the place. Like as you've seen, Apple TV Plus, Hulu, they're everywhere. You gotta kind of scan. You have to do the work as opposed
At this point, you do.
back in the day when it would just appear in front of you.
You flip the channel. Oh, what's this?
And I gotta you gotta search the streams, but don't cross the streams because that'd be bad. But yeah, so Batman Cape Crusader.
Nice. I will definitely check that out. It is.
Since you are Mr. Batman, I'm kind of surprised I saw it before you did.
Yeah, this has been my life.
Yeah.
There's been so much going on.
Yeah.
This Christmas vacation, I will.
Yes.
Speaking of Amazon Prime.
Or during this Christmas vacation, you will.
Yes. I have an honorable mention, just like you, real quick. This was on Amazon Prime's free channel, Jury Duty.
Yes.
Surprise hit of the year, right?
Yes, it was.
Nobody saw this coming.
No, it was kind of just out of nowhere. It
Freevee.
was very much.
It was on Freevee.
Yes, it was on Freevee. It was very much along the lines of Joe Millionaire.
Joe Schmo.
But also that same thing.
Well, Joe
that
Schmo.
kind of
Remember
thing.
Joe Schmo? We was on FX.
Yes.
Or Spike TV.
Spike TV.
And we got addicted to it.
Yes.
They had that guy going, "Oh my god!"
Yes, this is very much that same.
They'll act, and he's
the only one
guy.
that doesn't know what's going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very much that kind of storytelling, but it was very well done. James Marsden was fantastic in it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was really well done.
Yeah, Jury Duty is definitely my
sleeper hit of the year.
Sleeper hit of the year, definitely. But another sleeper hit. This was on Amazon Prime. A show that I was just like, hey, we should check this out. And surprisingly enough, I loved it. And my wife
Wheel
and
of
me,
Time.
we are really excited for season 2.
Wheel of Time.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Oh,
Donald
yes.
Glover. And my
Aren't they recasting that? Is that a
Arskin?
thing that I heard?
No, because Donald Glover produced it.
Oh.
He's the producer.
So
So I
they're
don't
making
think
another
they're
movie? Are they
recast
making a remake of the movie? Is that what I heard?
him.
Maybe?
I don't know, but they're doing a season 2. The show is phenomenal. Like we watched it, we watched the whole show in one weekend. We absolutely loved
Nice.
it. The ending could be an ending to the whole show, or
Yeah.
it could be a very good cliffhanger.
That's very much a Donald Glover kind of thing. To like, I'm not sure if this is going to keep going or not. Someone's going to leave it in a cool way. So then if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it does.
Well, it's streaming. You don't know now.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah. I
It
mean,
could-
especially on Netflix, you have no idea. You could do one show and be canceled.
Right. But absolutely recommend the show. There's a lot of great special guests. A lot of people have smaller roles that are really interesting. It's a great, I don't know, it's just a great show, man. Donald Glover is amazing in this show.
Nice.
So, yeah, it was a sleeper hit too because it kind of came out of nowhere, and I was kind of like, it's going to be okay. And then we got hooked in, and we loved it. And it's about a couple. They're dealing with they have to be spies.
Well, if you've seen the movie, you kind of know this.
Never seen the movie.
Oh.
But the movie's a remake of the original.
Movie, yes. Yeah.
They use the same plot line,
Storyline.
the mythology of
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but they're dealing with being a new couple, kind of, because they have to kind of live together. So it's interesting. You have the relationship side of things and the spy side of things. So those are my top shows of 2025 or 2024.
There you
Well,
go.
what's so funny?
No, I just saw something. It's pretty funny. I'll tell you about it later.
Okay, those are our shows, right? We're done.
Those are shows that we did not grade together
No.
this year that we both had not seen at the same time.
No,
So they weren't graded.
all right.
There might be other shows. I'm not sure. We'll find out as we go along, and if there are, I'll mention them at the end of the show. There's a couple that I kind of on the fence if we did them or not, but I can't remember, so I didn't want to say anything.
Well, I think what we did there is just we did 5 each. That's
Yeah,
fine,
yeah.
and we gave one
And some other
extra, a
mentions and
bonus
some other
one.
little throws outs.
Yeah.
Like Silo and Shrinking, you definitely should watch.
Yes.
They're not done yet, but you should watch them.
It's on my list.
And
All right.
Skeleton Crew has been good so far as well.
Maybe I'll get there. Okay. 2024.
You'd like it.
Here are the shows we reviewed.
Yes.
We're going to start off from the bottom of the barrel to the top.
Starting from the bottom, now we're
masterpieces.
here, as we said during our movie episode. As Drake would say.
We are starting off the show that you gave a 0.
I'm going to say The Acolyte.
I gave a 1. And we actually let our producer rate it. Is The Acolyte.
Yes.
Does our feelings hold true?
If I can give it a minus score, I would.
it still holds true in my heart.
Yeah. No, it's terrible. Literally the worst pile of bantha dung I've ever seen.
Honestly, Skeleton Crew makes this even worse.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
You know.
No. Yeah. The fact that Skeleton Crew is even
so much better,
worth watching, which I think at first watching Skeleton Crew, like literally the first episode, I'm like, I don't know if I'm enjoying this so much because it's good or because how bad Acolyte was. But then I watched episode 2. I'm like, no, this is actually a good show, so I'm happy about it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth the time.
So then we're gonna go.
Least said about that show, the better.
Compared to movies, TV watching was really good this year for us.
Yeah.
This is in the 8 category. We gave Doctor Who season 4. You gave it an 8. I gave it an 8.5. And we give Agatha All Along. You give it an 8.5. I get an 8.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
I haven't gone back to Doctor Who this year. I got to. I'm behind. I didn't watch any of the episodes that came out in May.
Oh, okay.
And we have a Christmas special that just came out. I got to watch.
Oh, has it come out?
It's coming out Christmas Day.
No.
And technically, we're past Christmas.
I've missed it. I will watch it.
We'll be talking about it in January.
Yeah.
I got to catch up on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
So I think, honestly...
Yeah, the May ones were good.
Yeah, I got to get into it.
Yeah, he's a good doctor.
I think, for the most part, those 2 shows, I feel like it stays the same. Nothing changes.
Yeah, Agatha was good. I don't think it got any better with time. I'm hearing they're doing a 2nd season now, possibly.
We don't know. We haven't heard anything. No official words.
Yeah. I mean, they kind of left it on a thing where there's got to be something going on.
I hope they do.
Yeah.
Well,
because if they don't,
wasn't it that it's that WandaVerse thing where it's not going to be a sequel, but it's going to be a sequel?
Supposedly, that's going to continue in Vision Quest.
Yeah.
But that would make no sense because it would be about Tommy or whatever.
But that's what I mean. It
Well,
would
the
be
story,
Agatha
it's not going to be the
looking.
exact, it's going to be the story of them looking isn't going to, it's going to lead in.
It's going to end
It's
up
gonna
in
involve in
Vision
Vision
Quest.
Quest.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from
And then
Vision
it'll go
Quest,
from there to something else.
you'll have the whatever you want to
Yes.
call it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
did they ever have an actual established name in the comics? The 2 boys, like as like a group.
What?
No.
I don't
just
think
Tom
so.
and
They
Billy.
were just
They came
Wanda's
back. They
kids.
were.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Wait.
That's what I mean. It's not like there's like a Vision, like because
Yeah.
you have
no, they weren't like a
WandaVerse,
team or anything. They weren't like the X-Men or
WandaVision. There's
Fantastic
not
Four or
like
anything like that.
no.
but
That's what I mean.
yeah.
There's no like
Yeah.
play on their names that
No,
can.
no.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So here is a group of shows we actually give straight nines. Nine. We gave Shoresy season 3 9s.
Very, very much so.
The Boys season 4 9s.
Got it.
The Bear season 3 9s.
Yeah.
And the Doctor Who 60th anniversary special 9s. The only one that sticks out on for me, looking back, I understand why they did it. I understand FX Hulu does not want to lose the Bear.
Yes.
Because the Bear has already done filming.
Yes.
They split the season.
Yes.
It felt like
You're not a fan of the to be continued.
I'm not a fan that they.
You hate the to be continued.
It was a great season,
Yeah.
and I liked what they did with this. That first episode was very weird because not a lot happened.
Yeah.
But it projected what's going to happen.
Yes.
It was
Yeah.
like, and then it all comes together at the end.
Correct.
But I kind of felt like, man, I wish they just gave it to us all. It
Yeah.
would have been a perfect season.
Yeah.
It's a 9,
Yeah.
but I understand
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
I don't approve of it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on any of that, Mark?
No, I think I'm happy with everything that we graded there. I don't think anything would go down from where they were.
I'm actually looking forward to Shoresy
I don't
season
think
4.
anything. Yeah, I don't think anything would go up from where it was because I don't think the 10s we have I think are a certain level. I don't think knocking them down at all would be anything. So no, I'm happy with all those.
And the interesting part about this, Shoresy, we're gonna get season 4.
Yes.
The Boys ends in 2025, and
Correct.
The Bear ends in 2025.
Correct.
And Doctor Who will continue
Forever.
forever. We'll be dead.
It'll be long gone, and it'll still be going along.
Yeah.
It'll be on Doctor 72 by then.
So The Boys and The Bear will probably have a series finale.
Yeah.
What we think the whole series as a whole.
Yeah.
All right. So this is the top. These
The creme
are
de the creme.
These are 10s and 9s.
Yeah.
We weren't always eye to eye, but we're pretty close. On TV, we're at eye on a lot of things, unlike movies. X-Men 97, 10, 9.
Yes.
Shogun, both 10s.
Yes.
Fallout, you gave it 10, I gave it a 9.
Yeah.
The Penguin, 9.5, I gave it a 10.
Yeah.
Letterkenny, the final season,
Yes.
which was season 13. Both
It's crazy.
10s.
It's
Both
crazy.
10s.
I think it was 13 in seasons.
I miss Letterkenny.
I know.
I got to rewatch the Christmas episode.
Yeah.
I always watch it every year.
I know.
It's great. I
was a
watched
good
the
one.
Halloween one.
Yeah,
Halloween.
it's a good one. It's a good one. A show we did not mention, which I'll throw in before we get into this, because I wasn't sure if we had talked about it or not. What We Do in the Shadows.
Well, it hasn't finished.
It just ended.
I haven't seen the last episode.
Oh, okay.
Have you?
Yeah, episode 10 was the last one.
Yeah, but that comes out today. Well,
No, it already came out.
it came out, but I haven't seen it.
Oh,
So
it came out, last, weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Well,
it doesn't, yeah.
It's a great season, but I can't let's give a rating on January.
I will tell you probably won't like the ending, but that's fine.
All right, let's give a rating on January.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
That will be part of next
Yeah,
year.
okay.
Mark, I will say out of all this,
Anything you want to raise up that you didn't have at a 10?
nothing I would raise up.
Anything you want to knock down from a 10?
No. I think of all this, I think The Penguin and Shogun were probably my two favorite shows out of the year, out of this list. The only thing I wish Fallout did, and I wonder if they're going to do it for season 2, is release it week to week. Because it got that pop
I think,
for like
yeah.
2 weeks, and then it got hot.
Yeah.
But it was everybody was talking
I think it was
about it.
that they weren't sure how it would be received,
Yes.
so they weren't.
They're going to do what they did with The Boys.
Yeah.
First season was all out, and then...
Same with the
Yeah,
Invincible.
I was about to say that's
Invincible
sort
was
of
the same way.
That
First
seems to
season
be
was
the
all
thing
at
with
once.
at least them is they do the first
They did
season
it. Yeah.
to
They did
see
that with
how
Ring of
people
Power.
respond.
Same thing with Ring of Power. They did all the first
Yeah.
season at once, and then the next season was individual.
It's almost like to see how people feel,
it's
and
like
if
if
they
it's-
like it, then
if
okay,
it fails,
then
it
we
fails,
work
then
it
we
out.
can move on. But if it doesn't, then we can stretch it out the next time around.
Because I feel like Fallout, out of all these shows, could have definitely had that week-to-week, like, oh my God. And I watched it in like a weekend,
Yeah.
and it felt like it washed all over me, and I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. But man, I feel like it deserved that week-to-week talk.
It's the first show in a long time that got me to start a video game. So
You haven't finished
I
it.
still haven't finished it yet. Don't finish it yet.
Got to finish it.
During this break, I'm going to finish it.
All right,
That's
all
my
right.
mission.
Okay.
That's my plan, is to tackle that during this break. I have
Now, my question
weeks
for
to
you on
take care of
that,
it.
guys, would be: would it make more sense for them to sort of do the Disney Plus model of a couple of episodes at first to see how people feel, and
You
then
just
go
do-
for it?
You
Or
just do one.
No, the only reason why they do that in Disney Plus is because they're establishing the show. So that's what they establish the first thing of it. So you're not you don't get the intro show. We get that out of the way without having to sit through and wait a week for the actual show to start.
And their episodes of everything are so short and so weird.
Well, they do 40 minutes.
Not always. It's like 40, 30, 15,
Well,
10.
I don't know. I've never done that.
I know, I'm kidding.
It's kind of close.
But it's like, it's all
But-
over. It's very wonky.
I will say though, for me, I know it's different for you. I will say Shogun was probably the best thing all year. Light years ahead of the Penguin, in my opinion.
Well, they're both 10.
Yeah.
Well, you gave, out of everything, you gave Shogun, Fallout, Letterkenny, and X-Men all 10.
Yeah, if we could go higher than 10, I would for Shogun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I agree. Shogun was amazing.
Shogun was amazing.
Yeah. And it was well received that we are getting a second season.
It was also very much an out of nowhere one too. It wasn't like anyone had any idea what Shogun was or why it was happening. It kind of just dropped, and it's what is this, and why have I not known this existed until now?
We watched We watched that in a weekend, and it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shogun, there's no doubt that it was top storytelling, just beautifully done.
Yes.
The cinematography was amazing. The writing was fantastic. Acting superb.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't really top it, really.
Yeah. The Penguin probably comes the closest.
Yeah, for
the
me,
Shiro
for both,
stuff.
really good.
Yeah.
I think Shogun, does have that nice. It's not attached to an IP. It's an original thing based off a book.
Yes.
Kind of like nobody. You're going into a cult. You don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah. Exactly. You're totally coming in blind. You're not knowing anything that's going on. You're not you don't have any reference to the material like the Penguin, where you kind of know who the Penguin is and the universe and everything. There's an established fan base. Where Shogun, there was no established fan. There was the people who are fans of the books, but not like it's connected to anything else that you can latch it onto.
Right.
I think it's also an untapped genre that people haven't seen in a while.
Yes.
Like that kind of samurai story.
Yes.
I think is a genre that could be delved into more by other shows.
Well, I don't want people to go crazy.
No. But I mean, like, I think it would like. It's a genre I think that translates well to storytelling.
It reminds me, like, remember Kung Fu, stuff like that. That Western kind of stuff.
Kurosawa type.
Kurosawa,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah,
I agree. So the one show that did end this year, I didn't mention it. It's on my quickly. The last season of Curb Your Enthusiasm. The last season was fantastic, and it corrected the Seinfeld ending, which was fun. But other than that, that was my last on my list. It just, a show I've been watching for a very long time, came to an end, did a good job at ending, which not always happens. Larry David hates doing endings. So, but beyond that, Mark, that is our 2024 TV show review.
Yeah.
Wow. We watch a lot of TV compared to movies.
I watch a lot of TV. I mean, it's what we do for a living, so it makes sense.
You do? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I wish we got paid to watch TV.
Yeah.
Well,
we could rate EQ
Well,
TV
then
on here.
it's also easier now because a lot of this stuff, other than movies, you can watch at
with
home
TV
for the most
being
part.
like in the old days where we would watch TV, you'd have to watch it when it aired.
Or
and that was
DVR
it.
it.
Even just if you didn't watch it when it aired, you wouldn't be able to watch it. Like you had to videotape it or whatever. Now you can watch it whenever you got time to watch it. You can
actually sit down and watch a series, and
you could jump back into the show that aired 30 years ago and watch that. Like Brian,
And you do the same thing. You watch the
West Wing was my quad annual rewatch.
Your quad annual.
Yeah, which doesn't count really because I've watched it multiple times. If it was the first time I seen it, then I would count it. But it doesn't count as as a show I could put in my list.
Well, 2025 is stacked, but we're going to go over that in January.
Yes.
Our first show
So we
in
already
January.
mentioned there's a couple of shows that are wrapping up.
we mentioned a couple of them.
Yeah.
Wrapping up. We got The Boys wrapping up. You got, what other one? Oh, The Bear wrapping up.
The Bear
Bears
wrapping up.
Yeah. So I'm sure there's some other ones that'll be wrapping up next year as well.
Yeah.
And there'll be a whole bunch of new shows coming.
Yeah. So we'll be. we got a lot to talk about.
There is a ton of new shows.
Like, is there a second season of the Boys spinoff happening?
Gen V, there's
Gen
going to
V?
be.
Yeah.
There's going to be. I don't know when it's going to
That was a
come
good
out,
show.
though.
I watched that this year, but I wasn't worthy of making a list, but it was good.
Gen V didn't make my list, but it was good.
Yeah. It happened.
I enjoyed it, but it didn't hit me enough to make it on my list.
Yeah.
All right, Marcus. Well, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. We'll be back next week to talk about everything we're looking forward to in 2025. That's movies, music, TV shows, games, concerts that might be happening that you might want to go to.
Are we going to have a guest?
We might.
We might have a guest.
Who knows? If we can negotiate his appearance fee,
no.
Maybe we'll have him on.
I like it. He says no.
Yeah. He's the producer. Sorry. We can't. We haven't any control over it anymore.
I like how he says that.
We've handed over control of the show to Josh now. So he's,
We could have the guests in a different room.
Well, like I said, it would make sense for guests if it's the Zoom setup. It doesn't make sense in this setup.
What if we had him show up right here on the screen?
No.
we could figure it out. We could
Yeah.
see because we only need to come in for one thing. Really, is what we wanted to talk about. Is one thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We'll figure it out.
yeah. Which we could have him come back later in the year when this is actually coming out. We could
But
do that
also,
too.
it's not just him. It's just the logistics of trying to get this all.
I do
know.
agree.
With a
I
third
do
person?
think like if you open the door to him, it kind of opens the Pandora's box to the rest of the menagerie.
But
that would
that's what I
wanna
mean. It's
come
not
on
even
as well.
him. It's like the only reason there is a third me is because I'm here.
It's also because you need someone
Yeah.
to press the buttons.
Yes.
If we could do that on our own, we wouldn't even have you here.
Exactly. No,
I would
it's
like
true.
to have our friend Rocky on when we do our Superman review.
That's what I
Yes.
mean. Is like if
Yeah.
for
That
like
would be
review
fantastic.
stuff, if like we did
Yeah.
it like either a Zoom call or like we used to do.
It'd be
at
nice. You know what would be
Denny's.
nice to have him on
or
for? We could
yeah.
plan this out. Is to have him come on and talk about what his hopes are, not for the next show, but down the road maybe, about what he thinks and hopes are for the new DC universe,
Before
the
Superman
James
comes
Gunn
out.
universe.
Yeah.
and
the
talk about like as a
Gunniverse,
whole, like
basically.
what is it going to be?
Yeah,
Like,
that'd
what
be
are
That's
the
what I mean.
things
It's like
that he's-
it's not the thing of. you
I
know,
think in that may
it's
would
just
make
a
more
logistic.
sense.
Yeah.
If he was
Yeah.
coming on for like not the whole show, but like a part of the show.
Yeah.
yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
We'll
'Cause I know
set up-
there's other folks that have asked about coming on too.
Well,
And other things that we've thought about having people on to talk about. So
we do. I would be nice to figure it out because I'd love to have what's his name on from Blitzkrieg.
yes,
That's
yeah,
what I mean,
know,
is
and
like,
Matt Ryan.
We just have to like just figure out the setup for it
Yes.
because as it is
Yeah.
now, it is only a 2-person with a producer
well, we can move it
setup.
over to the other side and do it.
No, but
there.
that's what I mean.
We
Is
can
even
make
for
it
the other
happen.
side, we would have to go into like wireless or plug-in mics, and then how we set it up and how it looks. Like, is it interviewer
It
with?
might just mean you're not on camera for that show.
No, no,
that's not
that
a
too-
terrible thing.
No, I'm not even saying that part. It's just the setup of. Like, are
We'll
they
figure
there
it
the
out.
whole show? Are they just there for a
we don't need to
portion
be
of the
producing
show?
the show on the show. Here.
Yeah,
I know,
we'll
but
figure
hey,
it out.
but it's stuff for next year that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We are talking about wanting to possibly, since this is the last show of the year,
Yes.
we can say we have been discussing the possibility of next year adding special guests
Here and there.
to the show.
Here or there. Not all the time.
And try to expand the viewership a little bit by bringing in guests to talk about things, and not just having us sit here for an hour
Yeah.
rattling off information. Because that's great and all, but we understand no one wants to sit and watch us for an hour. I didn't want to watch us for an hour. I didn't want to be here for an hour. Just kidding. But no, I think it'd be cool to have guests in once in a while. to
Yes. Yeah.
kind of mix things up a little bit. and-
Right. When it's appropriate. When it makes sense.
Yeah.
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 Not just because.
Yeah.
Because
no,
then
exactly.
then it's just
what's
a-
the point? It's just having someone here just to have someone here.
Yeah. Then it becomes chaos.
Yeah.
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 All right. So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everyone has a great New Year. Hope everyone had a great Christmas. Enjoy the rest of this time off.
Oh,
And we'll be back next week with a brand new year and a brand new show. Talking about all things 2025. It's going to be the fire hoses opening. So get ready. We got a lot to cover.
Oh yeah.
We're going to be busy boys next year. I'm dreading all the stuff we're going to have to watch.
There's gonna be a lot, baby. It's gonna be a lot.
Peepers are going to be tired.
Yes.
Ugh,
Peepers are
a
gonna
lot
be-
of popcorn being eaten, that's for sure. But anyways, Happy New Year, everybody. As always, be safe, be well, be kind.
And rewind. Hit that like button. Subscribe.
The drive to 125 is still happening.
Let's do it, baby.
Night, Rocky.
Good night, Bobby.
See you, Howard. And to all the ships at sea, farewell.
Good night, producer.
Good night, Susan Producer. I don't want anyone to this too much.
Oh yeah!